my channel. Today we have a special guest, my good friend Aaren. She is an interior designer and a mom of an adorable 4-year-old, and she also lives out in the countryside. So today we're going to be touring her closet and getting a good feel for what her lifestyle looks like and what her outfits need in order to be able to complement that lifestyle. So Aaren built this home just recently. They finished this past year. It's coming up on 1 year, which is crazy fast. And they've done a lot of work, especially in the closet, which we're going to be touring today. If you guys are interested in seeing some of Aaren's work, please go and check out her social media pages. I'll leave them in the description box below. Can you share with us your first memories of just knowing you wanted to get into interior design and how that came about?
Definitely. So I grew up in my dad's construction company. So he built new homes and we were always moving to the house next door or behind us, like the street behind us. And I would get dragged along to pick out everything, and back then I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go with, but that's what we spent our weekends.
Who would have thought that's what you'd be doing as an adult?
Yes. But then I think back and it was kind of fun to move and get a new room, and my mom always let me pick out certain elements.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it was kind of fun.
That's a great way to, I think, grow up, especially as an interior designer.
So then once I got to be a little bit older, this property that we're on is something that my husband and I always wanted to buy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, so it had been a dream for a long time, and so before it was ours even, we would come down here and spend so much time, but I would always bring my sketchbook or graph paper. Back then it was magazines or just different designs.
No Pinterest back then.
Yeah, no Pinterest, but just different ideas, and I would draw what our house and our life would look like down here.
So cool.
Yeah, so fast forward to today, it's just been such a blessing to finally be here and for all these dreams.
Can you go into detail about what specific area you're in interior design? Because I know it's kind of a broad spectrum, but you have a specific specialty.
Yes. I always knew I wanted to be in new home residential construction. We're building from the ground up. I love being a part of it from the floor plan stage all the way through the selections, being on the job sites, being at walkthroughs, working with both clients and also building model homes. I get to do a lot of the design, and that's what has allowed me to be able to build my house today.
Yes. So if you're ever building your house and you need a great designer.
Yes, definitely. So that was kind of cool to be my own general contractor on this project for work. I do work for a builder, but it's really cool now to say we built this house.
I think we're ready to move into the actual closet tour portion. So, Aaren, you ready to do the honors?
Yes.
Okay. So, Aaren, you have an amazing closet. I love everything that you did with it. Can you tell us your thought process behind the organization of it all, and then just little details that you've added to make it more personalized?
So when we were planning the build, I knew our closet was something I wanted to definitely have a custom feel to, but of course I had to hack it. That's always my trick to it. So we did a combination of some trim built-in details. Everything painted out the same color so it gave that cohesive look. I wanted my clothes, any accessories, and art to really shine. One piece of art that I really wanted to incorporate was this piece behind us. My grandma was my heart person, and she actually went to school for interior design as well, and this was just kind of a fun pastel project that she had.
Tell us about the light fixture that you also have in here too.
The pendant that's hanging in here, we really had to plan around it with the built-ins, the doors up here that open, but it's a piece that my husband and I have brought with us through every house that we've owned.
Do you have a good system on how you get dressed in the morning, or what does your routine look like?
So I have things separated in pretty much 2 categories. I like to hang almost everything. I like to see it. I have a work section back here, and so that's a little bit more of my dressier clothes. And then the side behind you, like Hannah mentioned, I live out in the country. I have horses. We are in the outdoors all the time. And so it's kind of my casual / outdoor wear. So I like them being separate. For me, that's a little bit easier. Added this hook. That was something I knew I wanted a spot, like if I was going to be putting an outfit together or the night before, I wanted somewhere I could just hook that right on there.
This is such a good idea. And like, so the interior designer in you, because I always do that in my closet where like I'll hang it off another hanger because I don't have a hook like this, but I think I need to get one of this so I can actually like see it together.
From there I just have my shoes sectioned out in an area, and then my purses.
She's very minimalistic, and we love that. I'm trying to aim for that. So Aaren is gonna show us a couple of her favorite pieces.
Well, I think pattern-wise, as far as a shirt goes, I
definitely
like this. I definitely gravitate towards a floral pattern. Sometimes it's a little more neutral, but I definitely end up in kind of that jewel tone.
Love that.
Some of these florals, different colors, but definitely end up with a floral pattern, it seems like.
I know you as a person, so I think it reflects your personality really well. And then also the color palette, like you said, goes really well and complements your hair and your skin tone. So Aaren, you were mentioning earlier that you sometimes struggle to find an outfit that's easy to transition between going from job site to client meeting and then to going to pick up your daughter. So I thought we would curate some ideas and show you how what I think would be fitting for both being on job site, not being too overly dressed where you look crazy, like why are you wearing heels to construction site, but also still looking professional and feeling really put together when you go and talk to a client for a design meeting, and then of course picking up your kid, right? So
love it.
A couple of things and options that I think would be great for all of those things would be a dark jean. Dark jeans I think are still dressy, still dress it up, and with like lighter denim it's a little bit more casual, so I think with dark denim you can really intertwine the two with being like casual and then still looking professional. And being in design, no one expects you to be completely like buttoned up in a suit. It's a little bit more relaxed, and I think especially nowadays, but particularly as an interior designer, you're creative, so people want to see that.
I still want to look like I have a look or some fun and put together. I love this dark because job sites can be kind of dirty, or sometimes we're having a snack in the car when we get, so I love that this would kind of hide a lot.
That's another thing too. It's like lower maintenance. You don't have to worry about getting things dirty, like fingerprints, things like that. And then I also picked specifically straighter boot cut. For me, I think elongating the leg as much as I can is always helpful to an outfit and makes you look really polished and like put together. So to pair this kind of style, having a nice pointed toe boot like this always looks really nice, because then it really elongates the leg. It's a sharper edge, so it makes it look really intentional. And also a boot like this to go between job site and then client meeting. You're not, again, wearing like a heel, so it doesn't look completely out of place. It's a little bit flatter, so it's still comfortable to walk in, and then it has that extra flair that, you know, would still be appropriate for meetings, and then to make an impression maybe on somebody where it's not just like a regular tennis shoe or something.
I love that.
Not that you would ever wear a tennis shoe, but
I love that it kind of has my cowgirl flair to it as well.
I 100% thought of you when I pulled this, because I was like, you know, she likes animal print, and then the deeper, like still neutral, but like it's got a different play of pattern and texture to it. So I thought that this was, it had you written all over it.
Perfect.
And so for the top part, I know you had mentioned too that you don't like wearing really oversized things because you feel that you can get lost in it, and I 100% agree. I think that it can be really frustrating when you want to wear something baggy, but then it just looks too baggy or it looks kind of sloppy. So hold this blouse here. Reason being is specifically because of the sleeves. The sleeves have a little bit more volume to it, but the mid shift is still a little bit more relaxed, so it's not tight fitting, but it's not oversized. I think this is a great alternative to having interest in your outfit without being, you know, too crazy on like sizing.
Too bold.
Yeah, too bold.
Yeah.
But yeah, it still makes it really look professional, but it can still be casual, like on the job site, especially if you throw over a moto jacket or like a leather jacket over it. I think that'd be really cool. I also brought this suede tote bag.
Ooh.
So obviously you've got a lot of things going on. You're running around. I'm sure you've got, you know, design plans and your computer and like all the things. So having a really big functional bag that can really go from your day to day and just whether it's at work or like on the weekends, something that will fit everything to go with on top of it all.
I could definitely see myself wearing all of these.
I thought about you when I pulled all of these. I'm like, what would Aaren gravitate towards? And yeah, I again, like with the pattern and print, I think this is really you. And I love that about her style, is the fact that she is not afraid to go for patterns and color. I think too many people are, like, they play it safe, and that's fine if that's your style, but it's really cool to see when somebody is bold in their choices and like wants to express themselves through their clothing. Nowadays, with being hybrid, working from home, going to the job site, and going into the office, I know it can be difficult to dress up with the intention of actually going somewhere outside of just maybe your home office. Do you feel like that's something you can struggle with at times?
Yeah, this last year definitely I've worked from home more than I ever have, and I found myself falling into a rut of it was really easy to just maybe keep sweatpants on or a sweatshirt, or even if it's just leggings. But my goal going forward, especially for this coming year, is to really get dressed as if I'm going to the office, even if it is just to my home office. I still want to present as my best self. I feel so much better when I've gotten up. I get ready right away and can just present myself that way.
Yeah, and I think to what you just said, even just getting your hair and makeup done in the morning can make a world of a difference.
Yes.
I've 100% been there, where it just makes you feel more productive already. Like first thing in the morning, you just get that out of the way. Some things that I like to do when I work from home or just have a at-home day is, even if I'm wearing leggings, I'll pair it with a nice cashmere cardigan or like sweater. And then just layer up on the jewelry, like dainty jewelry, rings, earrings, whatever it is that's your thing. I think that is a huge I think that's a huge water divider between me feeling like a bum and then also me feeling really put together, because there's intention behind it, but it's really it's kind
easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love that idea. Never would have thought of that.
Yeah, so like I think that helps even if you're just wearing more casual clothing, right? But just throwing on one simple piece to keep warm and cozy, and then also having some jewelry to help kind of elevate that, because then you would still feel comfortable going out to the grocery store, let's just say, to run errands or something like that, even if you're just wearing that. And I think that's a great approach when you are working from home, is, okay, would you actually wear this out in public? And if you wouldn't, then maybe, you know, not wear that at home either. It's kind of silly, but I think it goes to what you were saying earlier, is that it sets the tone, and it's also your intention with how you want to present out into the world, and then also like being productive, and you know, it just goes hand in hand, I think. Another suggestion that I always like to make, and that I do myself too, is opting for a comfortable trouser. These pants are from Express. This feels like a pajama pant, but it's obviously it's not. It's a little bit more, you know, business casual, and the cut itself is a wide leg, so I really like how loose and how fitted it is, but without being too tight. It's just right. And then pairing it with a looser jumper on top, so just like this here, and then just layering it again with like the jewelry and necklaces, things like that. I think that's an easy work from home outfit where it makes you feel like you've got your life together without going the extra mile.
I love too that you said comfortable. I think that's kind of the the balance too. Like you
Yes.
are at home to some extent. Like
Yeah.
I would still like to wear something maybe a little bit more comfortable than
Right.
throwing jeans on and
Right.
a jacket
Yeah.
and something more tailored to go out.
Because it doesn't always make the most sense, right? If you're sitting at home all day and you're like in these tight jeans, like that can be a really annoying or just not the most ideal. I will say too though, with working from home, I think that's also a great opportunity to experiment with your style, because then you're not actually going out into the world, and if you feel uncomfortable, you can't go back home and change, right? That's not realistic.
Yeah.
So just even wearing something that maybe you think, I probably wouldn't want to wear this, but I'll try it, and then really understanding like why don't you like it, or like what makes you uncomfortable about it, and how can you change that. Yeah, I think that's always really fun to try to experiment when you're working from home, or you're just at home, like, okay, what is it in my closet that I don't gravitate towards, and why?
Right.
And then experimenting with that.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, paying attention to it, like the more that we can be aware of why are you not wearing something, maybe that prevents a future purchase of something you wouldn't buy, or when you are looking for pieces, maybe it's knowing that you like, you know, a longer cut on your shirt is what you're gravitating towards, or something 100%. Like that.
Yeah, I find myself doing that a lot more, just because, again, I want to be intentional with what I'm buying in the future, and then just what I am currently wearing in my closet.
You want to feel good in it.
Exactly.
So going forward, I've been trying to think about like what I want my style to look like now that I do have more of a profession. I'm, you know, not in my early 20s anymore. And how I want to present myself, whether that's through work or at home. And so I've definitely been gravitating towards kind of this cowgirl country vibe.
It is totally you.
Okay, good.
I can fit,
But also, like, I wouldn't be the girl to, like, wear a hat and, like, overdo it. To me, like...
just, like, little touches of it.
Yeah. So, like, this jacket was something that I had picked up. It's kind of a suede. It's super comfortable. It's stretchy still.
I love that.
And the little fringes on the back. It actually had a lot more, and I actually trimmed some of them. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I feel like it's a little too much.
Did it, like, go all the way down?
Yeah, it went all the way down, so I just trimmed them.
That's really
good. So I
got so close to that.
Being able to like modify things, or like you said, if you're not wearing something, to me I felt like it was just too much. Like
I can see that being.
So I trimmed that, but then this is something I have struggled with, like what to pair with it, because I feel like this in itself is already enough. Like I don't want to put boots, and then I don't want to like over accentuate this even more. So what I've typically been pairing it with, which feels okay, is like this type of top.
The color palette definitely goes. I like that. So I 100% hear you when you're saying that. It can feel like maybe a little too much at times, and the jacket is a statement already. So I think having just relaxed t-shirt to pair underneath and layer it underneath, and then again with the dark denim, I think the tones really complement each other. Then maybe like a statement boot. I know you said you don't want to do the full-on like cowgirl look, but even just something as subtle, and just to give it that everyday feel as opposed to like an occasional feel, right? Like I think we want to be able to make sure that everything that we're wearing feels good to wear, even if it is on the fancier side. Just to wear it out every single day. So
that's been one outfit that I've struggled with. And then this is another one. I actually found this. Yes, I was looking for a shirt for my husband to wear to a wedding. And this was in the men's section. I was like, dang, that needs to be like for me. So this is totally me. I would say this is color palette wise what I used to wear a lot of. And so I like that it's a little bit of kind of my past style, but it's, I think, updated into a more professional feel. I just have really struggled what to wear with it, because my style is a little bit more casual.
You don't want it to feel like really flamboyant and a little bit more like out there of what you're used to wearing. So I get that.
But then I pair my casual stuff with it, and it feels like it's
not
completely
enough.
right. Yeah. So a dark jean just hasn't done it completely. Like it needs a whole look.
I don't know like how you are about skirts, but like a cool like even just like a midi or like past the knee skirt I think would be really cool with this. Jean is always my go-to. Yeah. But like with the little kick flare I think would be cool. Okay. And a nice booty. I mean I always gravitate towards that when all else fails. When it comes to tucking in my shirts, I don't always do that. Okay. Especially if it's a little bit looser. I like that relaxed casual look too, so I'll just leave it untucked so it's a little less polished looking, if that makes sense. If you really wanted to get fancy on your work from home days, I'd say like something like a trouser would be really cool because then again it feels like PJs, but you're not wearing PJs.
Already feels like a step up from just like a jean with it.
It's a little bit more elevated. And I know you said like casual is kind of your thing, but like even something like this you can still pair down, even if you had like a pair of cool sneakers or something to go with this. But I think that it still gives it that casual look without going too overboard, but it's something different than just your regular everyday jean.
And would you always keep this buttoned, or would you ever consider putting
I mean
like something else underneath?
I'd for sure wear like maybe like a cool lace cami underneath and then just have a couple buttons undone so it looks a little bit more, you just threw it on. I probably wouldn't do all the buttons undone, but just like exactly how this is right now, just a little bit on top and then maybe leaving it tucked out. And then if you do wear something like this, you could, I think tucking it in would look a little bit more like polished if that's the look that you wanted to go for.
All right, new look to try.
Yeah, I know. We gotta go shopping.
Yes.
All right, Aaren, thank you so much for allowing us to tour your closet and talk through some of your pieces that you have. I absolutely enjoyed it, and I hope that you had fun and got some ideas for how to style some of the things that are in your wardrobe and make it more cohesive to you and your lifestyle.
It's definitely been my pleasure, and I'm really excited to try out some of these new ideas, and your expertise has been it's amazing. So
thank you.
I'm very blessed to have you here, so yeah.
We'll have to do a follow-up. We'll have to do a part 2 or something, or like a shopping day.
Shopping.
So that'll be fun.
Love that.
Please go and check out Aaren's social media pages. I'll leave them linked down in the description box. She does amazing work. Thank you guys again so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.